I'm too lazy.
I'm getting some seltzer.
Seltzer. That doesn't have caffeine.
Yeah, Tony has made an executive decision.
Poor choices.
Yeah,
streaming live on YouTube.
He's gonna regret that.
That's right.
Hi, Mom.
What did he decide?
Here. Oh, Steve's here.
He decided to get a.
I was not saying hi, Mom, to Steve. I would just like to point that out.
I don't know.
Why?
I mean, not this time.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Save it for
Monday
later.
night.
Monday night.
This is just our normal Monday night thing. She calls me Mom. I call her
Yeah.
Senor Wenceslas. It's just
a
what we
Monday
do.
thing.
It's what we do.
Gotta have your thing.
Makes sense to me.
It ain't weird.
Streaming.
It can be both.
I'm
look, there's
recording.
And your thing.
Recording
Record.
and
Up on
I'm
YouTube?
recording.
Oh, are we?
Does
supposed to
everybody
be recording?
remember what we
Nope.
what we ended with last time?
Nope.
I
No.
do.
Yes.
We
No.
just
Yeah,
got safe.
We were in a worm
A long
tent.
rest.
We were
That's
in
right.
right.
We went
in
to
a worm skeleton in Leoman's tiny hut.
As you do.
Oh yeah.
How tiny is
Resting.
this hut, Steve? Questions.
It's pretty big, actually. It claims
so
to be
that's
tiny.
a
but
misnomer.
Leomund was a very large man.
That's right.
Well,
It's
or
not very-
huts. I mean,
It's not
I
tiny
think-
for a hut, but I would say it's tiny for a dwelling for this many people.
I mean, for Jabba the Hutt, it's tiny, but for your standard-sized hut,
And Jabba the Hutt is really only a mid-sized hut.
What is
that
the
true?
standard size
It's not
hut?
the
why
biggest
do you know
hut.
this? First of all,
Not the
And
biggest
second
hut.
of all, I don't
Jabba the
care.
Hutt had his own comic book at one point. In the
Oh.
first issue, he eats a guy.
Okay.
Whoa. Also, you are
Spoilers.
currently on a live
Spoilers
stream.
for a comic from circa 1996.
What hut is this that we're in?
Leoman's
Leoman's tiny hut.
hut
It is a magical
this?
hut.
Leoman's tiny hut, making it great. That's all I got.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but I love it.
It's a Pizza Hut slogan.
I knew it was on.
Oh.
There we go. That makes sense.
Oh. We don't have Pizza Huts on the East Coast.
Nope.
That's not-
What?
Is that true?
No,
it is not.
flat out lie.
It's like, what?
But they have Pizza Yurt instead.
This is-
You
You
gotta
people
go to
don't know
Dunkin'
the Tony
Donuts
that
now.
just
I'll be right back.
lies to you.
Yeah, you're used
You
to
know.
Dungeon Master Tony, who's mean to you. This is player Tony, a pit of lies,
Well, I
as I
think
was
Dungeon
saying-
Master Tony also
a
lies.
zesty chili of deceit.
As I was saying when I was in line at Tim Hortons the other day.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Actually, sorry, I need to say that a different way. So I was standing at Tim Hortons the other day.
How are you now?
Good and you?
Not so bad.
Yeah, see, those words don't sound like anything to me.
No, Erica rejects Letterkenny and all of its teachings.
Erica, have you been to
Okay.
Boston
Too
Pizza,
real.
which is a pizza
I've been-
chain
well,
only
except-
available in Canada?
What about Canada?
There's a chain of
Oh, yes,
pizzerias in
she's
Boston.
spoken of this.
Boston Pizza.
Oh yeah,
Boston
that's from
Pizza.
that's from Edmonton.
I've
I'm
eaten
sorry.
at a Boston Pizza in Vancouver,
What,
and I
is
laughed and
Edmonton-
laughed
Wait, hold
and
on.
laughed.
Found it in
Edmonton
Edmonton.
embarrassed into not calling it Edmonton Pizza? Like they just throw a dart at some place in the United States and we'll pick
I-
that?
Don't know why that guy
Also,
decided to name it
Bad
Boston Pizza.
choice.
They wanted it to be called New York Pizza, and the inspectors came in and said it's not good enough. And they're like, "How about Boston?" They're like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." Nobody
I
cares.
definitely
about
drove
Boston
past
Pizza.
a place in Delaware or Pennsylvania called like Florida Pizza, and I was like, I don't know, man. That
Why?
seems like-
What even?
Yeah,
It's a
terrible.
bad idea.
choices were made.
The
They're
signature
delicious.
dish from Boston Pizza is a pizza cake, which I don't understand.
Well,
I'm
it's-
looking at a
I don't
photo.
know what
of
that
it. It's
is.
like
Pie.
not processed.
Yeah, pizza
It
pie.
looks
is
like
not-
kind of a deep
Oh,
dish
hang on,
thing.
there.
It's like an ice cream
I'm
cake.
looking at a photo of it, and it's like it doesn't process. in my
That's
head.
weird.
Fudgy
That
the
doesn't
Whale.
sound like a thing that we have at Boston Pizza here.
Mm.
Come to Carvel. We got Fudgy the Whale.
Can
All right,
someone explain Letterkenny to me really quickly? Because Jason, you mentioned it. Because I
why
we're
tried
here,
watching
really.
it, and I watched like 2.5 episodes, and was like, I can't do this.
You gotta watch like 10,
Fair.
and then it just like
Yeah,
It-
no
it
thanks.
is so.
can.
It
That's
is
I don't
never
know
a
if I
selling
can.
point.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
You gotta
it's-
watch
I
10.
watched
There's not
one
a-
episode and then I stopped.
It's like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
also I
that
recall the second episode being really bad.
that turns into a show with characters, but it starts out as a Saturday Night Live sketch, essentially, where they
Which is
just are
what loses
doing
me.
a bunch of bits, and yet the characters kind of grow and change and evolve over time. It is absurd. The dialogue is really great. I think that like they're very, for Hicks in rural Canada, they
A lot
are
of wordplay.
extremely verbal. Yes, they are, because they're actually TV writers. But I find it charming and ridiculous. And I don't know. I guess it's not for everybody, but I resisted the call for a while, and then I was immediately completely in love with it. And it's not. I'm sure it's not for everybody, but I love it.
So like Schitt's Creek, I didn't like it when I first started watching it, but I was able to hang in there until I was very gradually but completely fully invested and then completely in love with everybody. But with Letterkenny, there's just nothing for me to grab onto yet, and I'm like,
There probably never will be. I
Okay.
mean, it's not a. There are continuing storylines and all that, but it's mostly just excuses to hang jokes off of various characters.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I think it's charming, but
I
again,
think
I
it
think
took
it's
me- I
charming
think
because I don't live in
back-
Canada and I don't see those people,
Yeah.
because Erica's got those people riding their motorcycles by her building every night.
Yes, I do.
And I guess I
Um,
have some affinity for the like Hicks
In the
of
winter,
Nebraska,
it's trucks.
or even the
Yeah.
Hicks of Western Massachusetts.
Fair.
But there is I think it took me a couple episodes to get beyond the just kind of like the Saturday Night Live sketch of people being ridiculous and profane to
It
like
definitely
the very
solidifies
clever-
into a show eventually.
very cleverly, artfully arranged kind of wordplay that they
Yeah.
engage in.
Yeah,
So-
it does.
See,
It does end in a different place than, but it takes them a little bit to get there, because it was originally a bunch of YouTube shorts, and so the first few episodes feel like a bunch of shorts stuck together, because that's what they were, kind of. But it does evolve a little bit there. But still, in the end, it's more of a joke machine kind of show than a. You care about the characters a little bit, and you get to know them, but it's
I don't like
less about
Saturday
the
Night Live
storylines.
sketches. I don't like jokes, and I have.
Don't like
I don't.
I'm
you
Eric
describe a
Hansen.
show
I'm
as-
ambivalent on the concept of joy itself.
If you have a show and you
Jokes here.
describe it as having jokes or a high
But
joke density, that is not a show for
but
me.
it's got a lot of
No,
wordplay, and it's
thank
very
you.
verbal and very lots of.
I don't like verbalizations.
I don't like it when people
I find
talk.
shows,
I
shows,
grew
yeah,
up
shows
in
with
rural,
words.
I grew up in
Better
rural
shows without
Colorado,
words.
and there's a reason I left, and it was
Hmm.
partially
know,
to escape the Hicks. I
I
knew,
grew
so-
up with
Wisconsin.
Hicks too. All right, are we gonna play D&D now, nerds?
Nah, let's
I
keep
don't
talking
know.
about
What-
shows I've never heard of.
more
and-
about Letterkenny.
More
Letterkenny is
Canadian
available on
shows.
Hulu in the United States.
I'm just
Hulu.
I
saying-
haven't even watched Schitt's Creek,
Season,
so I'm like way
season
behind.
8 premieres December
watched that
We'll
26th.
talk
either,
about
okay, it's fine.
Schitt's Creek.
I grew up with a lot of vampires. I can still find the joy in what we do in the shadows. I'm just saying. Right, Vampire Dan? I mean, say nothing.
Oh, that's a
So
different
yes.
Dan.
Wait, I've seen
You-
Dan in the daylight though.
Have
Yeah.
you?
Did he look kind of sparkly?
Have you?
Oh,
Dan
That's
always
pretty
looks sparkly.
sorry, Scott.
It's all the glitter.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Not to be taken internally. So Leoman's tiny hut is what we ended with last time we played the exciting decision to take a long rest in a tiny hut,
Mhm.
which can hold 9
Title.
creatures. So if you all have not taken a long rest and noted it on your character sheets, you should take a moment.
And at the end of
have
this
that
rest,
now.
we're
I took a
level
long rest and then a
12,
moment.
Right, Scott?
All my side
Incorrect.
points are back.
Still
Recording.
the same.
You're right.
level.
Still level.
Yes, everybody record if you're not already
Ah.
recording. How could you not be recording? This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
recording.
was recording, and then after the conversation went a certain way, I stopped recording.
Ah, that's,
No.
that was,
And then I went to
sensible.
Steve's house and deleted all the recordings.
Oh no! All right, and
That's the only way to be sure.
Why don't we just start before we talk about some other
Please
TV
do.
show I don't care about?
Recording.
What do
Welcome
you care
back
about?
to,
What do you care about, Scott? How are you?
I
What do you
care
want to
about-
talk? Like, let's get into some Murder She Wrote. Is that what you're looking for? You look like the kind of guy who did with Murder She Wrote.
Well, good night, everybody.
But you want to curl up on a couch and half
Monday
read a book
night
while-
is time
while
for the
watching some
McNulty
She
Murder
Wrote?
Cast.
Huh?
Well,
Huh?
welcome back to
Monday
Total
nights.
Party Kill. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I'm Scott McNulty,
Recording.
which means that I'm your dungeon master because I don't play this stupid game. And we are on Dark Sun, the bloodstained sands of Athos, with everyone's favorite D&D cast of characters. See what I did there? The people I'm about to introduce. Aline Sims is here, and she's playing something.
I am playing something. I don't know. I'm Shara, the Air Genasi rogue. Currently, apparently, in a hut with a bunch of other
Hey, hut.
smelly adventurers.
Oh, I don't know how smelly you are. Dan Moore, and how smelly is your character?
Pretty smelly.
Yeah.
Let's all
Yeah.
be clear. Amlal, the Goliath barbarian, has definite musk about him. Only sometimes because of something that he has invariably fallen into and then rolled around in a bunch.
Oh, yes. Let's not talk about falling into pits. Erica Ensign, I imagine your character smells pleasant.
Probably. Like, is that a thing? Can I use thaumaturgy to make myself smell good?
I think
Sadly,
so.
no. Sadly, no. I don't know. I'm not sure. Do tieflings just smell like fire and brimstone? Because yes,
Ooh, yeah.
I am.
Sulfur.
I am playing a tiefling named Zotasha. I am a mystic and a spy, and probably We'll go with fire and brimstone. I feel like that's not the worst smell you could have in a small hut. It's like
Nope.
it's like when you light a match. It's like
mean-
that's a little better, right?
Yep, brimstone is literally sulfur, so it's not a great smell, but
Speaking of lighting matches, it's Steve Lutz.
Not sure what that means, but I'll go with it. Yes, it's me. I'm playing Kachka, the hell am I again?
Thrice
Bard.
Green.
Three Green Bard. And I just made a little hut for everyone to sleep in. So don't give me crap. You didn't have a hut before I came along, did
I
you?
love it.
That's true. It's a
Zatasha
magical
is,
hut.
Great.
is
No, this is awesome.
very
Nice hut.
impressed and expresses
stars.
that gratitude to Kachka.
Well, you're welcome.
Jason Snell is Carlos expressing his gratitude in some inappropriate manner.
Well, Carlos is a little bit smelly, but then he took his shoes off and whoo, man.
Boy.
But he's a mole and he likes to run and hit things. And he probably needs some Dr. Scholl's inserts in there, but I don't know. He's
there are
tired.
no doctors
he
on
needs a
Athos,
rest.
sorry.
That's right. There are many shoals, ironically enough.
Oh, yeah.
Sindalar is also here, rounding out our group.
Hi, Scott. I'm here to play Regdar, a regular guy.
See, that's why
And he's good at smelling.
He's
good
good
at
at
smelling.
which is probably a bad thing. In
Bad
this
news.
Context. So we return to our adventurers huddled in a tiny hut, just waking up from a long rest that they successfully completed in the Fane of the Eye, which is this kind of interfaith temple that connects many cultists.
Make it sound
together.
way nicer than it is. It's like, oh, interfaith temple. It's like potlucks. Like everybody's hanging out.
The faiths
It's more
don't
like
really
an
get along.
abyssal labyrinth of corridors that happens to run between the basements of a bunch of temples.
That's true. You have found out fairly recently as a group that the cults don't seem to get along very well here. They have an uneasy detente here in
Basically, this is one step below having like a creepy house where an elevator goes to the basement, except the basement is a bunch of caves that connect places that are far away. That's all I'm saying.
Reference and knowledge. Maybe it's our job to bring peace to these. What if we sponsored some kind of like pancake breakfast and they just all came together, really
Ooh.
hashed things out, and then they'd
Pancakes
be
and hash
unified in
browns?
ending the world. Oh, I got to the end. I understand why that's a bad idea now.
All right, so you're awake. Your long rest is successful. You are, as you may recall, in a section of this we'll call it dungeon that you have visited before, which is a skeletonized giant worm tunnel. So there,
Please,
you woke up.
skeletonized giant worm tunnel is my father.
I don't think Zotasha has been here before. So
Oh yes, so
I just,
Zatasha
like,
has not been here before.
looking around like, wow, you guys, this place is amazing. What? This
Like, you
Yeah.
know.
It all right.
We're just under that place where you spent like a couple of months hiding out with a cult.
Yeah, right down over there is where the where that cult is.
Those jerks are upstairs.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, up
Oh,
rib,
man.
I guess.
Oh.
Hmm.
And you all recall, or you may not recall, that you also have balloon packs. I believe you haven't used them, that you could use to go up the tunnel.
But he turns over, everybody turns around and almost just sitting there blowing up a balloon. What?
And I
Well, I
remind
feel
you of
like
them
it would be a
now
good
because
time
you
to-
found them here.
Ah, yes.
That's right.
Okay.
I feel like it would be a good time to regroup and figure out what the heck we're trying to do down here.
Great
because
idea.
I think we came down here. First of all, we if I recall correctly, we defeated the air elemental and closed
That
the
is
portal
correct. And
in that
killed
particular temple.
that
And then we
Prince
were
of the
coming down here to
Apocalypse.
try to fight the Stone Temple pilots.
Mhm.
And I think we kind of discovered that we are in a complex with a whole bunch of different places, and we
Yeah,
haven't really
so-
found the stone stuff yet.
Yeah, I was embedded with the wind jerks, and Mashasta had sent me there because
It's Cult
for,
of the
because
Howling Hatred.
reasons.
It's
I
unsurprising why
was-
people join the Wind Jerks. That is a kicky name.
I was forced to. It's well, their actual name is like the
Cult
cult of
Temple Pilots.
Howling Hatred, which honestly
Correct.
is it that much better?
No.
It's
No.
much worse.
Yeah.
Got
so,
alliteration.
And we had
that's true.
the water dude yelled at us.
Was that a water dude or a fire dude? Because he did disappear into a fiery.
No, he's a
It was
water
water.
dude because he was
He's a
trying to
water
say,
dude.
"Come on, you want it? Athos
Oh,
needs
that's
the
right.
rain, man."
Mhm.
I think he said it a little better than that. But yes.
Nope.
So the
to
question
That's
is-
what
summarize-
Carlos took from it. It's like, "Whoa,
Uh,
water! It's so great. We don't have any here. Whatever."
So I have a question. Does Shara or do I, being ones who are
Ooh.
directly employed by Mashastra for like a longer amount of time than everybody else, do
Sure.
we have any specific information? I know I have a lot of stuff on the Cult of Howling Hatred, the Wind people.
Yes.
Were we given any specific information about any of the other three cults that would be helpful at this point?
I was really
With-
just sent to help
Keep
find the
an eye on
trade
everybody.
delegation. Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't have any information about any cults. I don't think.
Okay. So would
Mm,
I have
so-
been given information about the other cults when I was placed undercover?
Why don't you make a roll? And you
The
can-
rest of
well,
us are just here looking for Rutherford or Brusque. Wait a second, that's a totally different adventure.
no.
Sorry.
Give
I'm
me a
still looking for the
history
face
roll.
in the stone, personally.
You found that so
I
long
know.
I
I
did
ago.
want to find
roll-
it again. I lost it.
I did roll a 20 on a history check. Maybe I heard something around the office before I was sent in.
And I got a
Little
20.
gossip by the water cooler.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
mean
gotta-
sand cooler. Sand cooler.
Saying cool. I got a 21.
No water.
Ink milk cooler.
So for both
like
of you,
horchata.
you would both know
I
that
love
there
it.
are 4 cults. I think everyone at this point knows that. There is
Yep.
the cult of the Black Earth, the cult of the Crushing Wave, the cult of the Eternal Flame, which you may have encountered some people from them, and the cult of the Howling Hatred.
I know we've
Uh,
experienced the Eternal Flame people before because I heard some hilarious jokes last time out related
We
to
did a
that.
bunch of Bangle songs.
How
yeah.
could I forget?
Yes.
Jokes.
You know that each of them they're all working to bring their elemental patron to this plane, which Matasha, not,
Mashasta.
thank you,
Whatever.
is against, mostly because it is, as you all remember, the Athos is sealed off from the rest of the planes of existence, and they are trying to weaken those walls that keep you trapped where you are. Which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your viewpoint. Everyone on the outside of Athos thinks that's a bad thing.
They're gonna get Athos in their peanut butter. It's gonna be really upsetting.
So
Didn't a
what
Victorian
are
pigman or
you?
something tell us that we shouldn't allow this to happen?
Yes, you.
And I
met
never
very,
break a promise to a Victorian pigman or whatever.
Well, it was a
Hippos,
Victorian hippo,
Victorian hippo.
Hippo.
and they were under the employ of a very powerful wizard who told you to stop this from happening.
He seemed pretty trustworthy.
Well, he gave me this cool instrument, so
Oh,
I'm
I
down.
don't trust wizards. Never met a wizard I trust.
Now, Zatasha and Shara, were you looking for particular cults, some information about a particular cult, or just kind of general cult facts?
I think I was thinking
Hashtag.
more. I was given information about obviously the cult of the Howling Hatred and stopping their. So they were going to have their nonsense happen in the. I probably didn't know the term the Thane of the Eye at the time, but so like that kind of information. And did I get any information about the other cults that would have been helpful to us now in terms of who's in charge, like who are the
mhm.
leaders of each cult, and where I don't know if Mashasta would have known where they could be found or any of that kind of stuff, or how to go about stopping them.
I think that you probably all know this, but you will, as a refresher, and your character certainly would know this, that each of the elemental cults has an elemental node where they can concentrate their power most greatly, and that is where they've all been trying to summon their various patrons. You were in the elemental node of the cult of the Howling Hatred, and that was where that giant kind of rift was forming, and you saw into another plane of existence, and some of you may or may not have jumped into the said rift for
And
reasons.
may or may not have left their souls behind.
Maybe, who knows?
Not very many
Um,
fingers.
So you know that that is where probably you will find the people in charge of the cults trying to continue to do their evil work. You know that the prophet of the cult of the crushing wave is Gar Shatterkeel,
Yep. Jerk.
who you met.
Yep. Jerk.
And who tried to recruit you.
Primo jerk.
He knows us though. He knows us. I like that
does
about
know.
him.
He knows us. He loves us.
He wants us to.
And there, and
Yes.
he's mentioned the plunging torrents, which presumably are the node for the water jerks.
I find that
Yes.
sometimes you want to go where the elemental cult leader knows your name.
That's not a bad thing. You know that the prophet of the cult of the eternal flame is a fellow tiefling named Vanifer, who is likes flame.
Oh,
Long
Vanifer,
walks on the
always
lava.
going on
You want to
about
borrow
flame.
some matches, Scott?
Oh, see, and you would probably know that, and you could probably deduce this as well, that there's some tension between the four cults. The two cults that don't get along all that much are Eternal Flame cultists and the Crushing Wave cultists. Water and
Set
fire
them against each other. Set them against
do
each
not
other.
mix. And that also jibes with some of the scenes that you have found here in the Eye of the Fane, where you've seen multiple cultists from different cults dead on the floor as if they were locked in battle.
Right.
Let's see.
Definitely find a way to make them kill each other.
Do
So
we know
are
who
we
the
still looking for
the big
stone?
head? Yeah, the head honcho is of the cult of the Black Earth.
Yes, Marlos Umriel, who
Oh, that's
you
right.
found out last or many times ago was a Medusa.
Yeah,
And-
Oh, right,
that's
right.
the,
Okay.
yeah, and that's the one where we knocked on the door and they didn't want to let us in, but we did end up seeing the Medusa stuff. This is huge. We've been everywhere and yet have done very little.
That's kind of our
defeated one of the
style.
prophets.
I'm learning.
We did. We're 1 out of 4, but we've been 1 out of 4 for a while. And we're gathering intel. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do know that each of the cults has a particular symbol that they enjoy using. The water cultists have a symbol that's kind of a. I wonder if I
It's
can
a
show
zildjian.
you in roll 20 here. Let's see. Let us see. Ooh, aha! I will show you this. Can you all see in roll 20 this cult
Yes.
of the
the
Black
Deathly
Earth symbol,
Hallows.
Oh.
A triangle.
which is
Yeah,
a triangle?
didn't Shara have one of those symbols carved in her forehead at one point?
Yes. Triangle with a little
I like the
line at
people.
bottom there.
How much do you think they paid to have that logo designed for them? I'm guessing it was like a lot
lot.
of platinum pieces.
They like
You guys are like, triangle
graphic
line, knock
design
off,
is-
we're done for the day.
Graphic design is close to magic and therefore outlawed in Athens.
That one they didn't
So-
even finish.
Maybe they were like Alberta's provincial quote unquote war room and stole not one but 2 logos in a row before they got something
Ooh.
else.
Wow.
Take that.
Yep.
Alberta's war room.
Sorry.
Take
that,
that,
Jason Kenney.
Alberta. Yeah.
The cult of the crushing
Canadian
wave
politics.
has
Hashtag Canada politics.
an X with a line at the bottom, as you can see here,
It's not even politics. It's just poor
Or an
graphic
unfinished
design choices.
hourglass, I think.
or
You could
an
describe
unfinished
that.
hourglass, like water through an hourglass.
This
The
one's
cult
like
of
a
the
cook pot.
Eternal
I like it.
Flame has a little
Pac-Man
flame,
yawning.
Yes.
While he reclines in a sofa.
Or
Guys, if we rotate them, they kind of spell stuff. Like this way, so far we've got like Dax. We got like a D, an
You
A, an X.
figured
I'm cracking
out,
the code.
yeah.
Okay. And
Which
this
Dax?
is oh
and the
boy,
cult
that
of the
one
Howling
really-
Hatred has this symbol of another triangle.
Jeez,
with,
Not
uh,
anymore.
Cult of the-
Like a tail.
Jeez, cult of the howling hatred. Way to worry, way to ruin my entire plan.
And so you know that they emblazon these symbols on multiple things. You have seen them around. They are
Branding.
often in embellishments on armor, that kind of thing. You know that they're all trying to bring forth their particular patron, who is an elemental from an elemental plane, the appropriate elemental plane for each cult. And you
we
also
have-
know that each prophet was gifted a very powerful magic item by their patron.
And we do have, well, I probably don't as Otasha, but I think several people have robes from the cult of the Black Earth with the masks and such.
Correct. The stone monk robes.
Mm-hmm. So that's just a thing to keep in mind.
So do we continue to seek out the Earth cult, or do we kind of veer off and take care of this annoying guy that knew us from the water
Because I feel like
cult, or-
we know where the plunging torrents are, so we could just
We
run on over
heard-
there and
yeah.
get into a battle with them, right?
We heard water.
Yeah, you just
so-
follow our ears to the plunging torrent.
Mhm. I like that
Everyone give
idea.
me a perception check as you've woken up, you're outside of your hut, getting ready to move
17.
along.
14.
20.
24.
All right, well, everyone who got
17.
sorry, Dan.
14.
Everyone who got above a 16,
That's me.
17.
Not me.
here's to the north. You see on the map here, there's these this kind of a staircase that's really hewn out of the skeletal remains of this
Roughly.
giant worm.
Rough hewn.
It is roughly hewn. You hear some steps as if booted feet are coming down the stairs.
Important question. Booted or bootied?
Booted.
I don't think we
Okay.
would we hear it if
They
it
were
was
wearing
bootied?
booties. Probably not.
Isn't this part of the tunnel hard to traverse? Like, isn't it like a weird slippery
Down
slope?
is probably easy.
It is so
Okay.
you would see from it is descending, and also this has been crafted into a rough staircase. So using the
Hewn into a rough
ribs of the worm, there have been supports and kind of planks put on.
All right. So there are people coming
Oh,
down
nice.
the staircase. Can I
Let's
use...
jet.
Yeah. Or do we want to jet, or we want to ambush them?
All right, I got
Now-
a 24. How many boot
Everybody put on
falls
your
was I
stone
hearing?
robes.
You hear maybe you think there are probably somewhere between 4 and 7 people.
Okay, I say
Well,
you
we can
guys,
take
there's
a
like
a lot of swing.
quite a few people. I think maybe we should just mosey.
Well, we could
Scamper?
put on our stone cult robes and stand there like we know we're supposed to be here.
That's an idea.
We were just going to the
Sure.
stone temple.
We were just praying in
We're-
our
Yeah, actually,
prayer
just
hut.
stand there.
We're-
Everybody
we're
look like you're
worm
praying.
carcass inspectors. Just
if we
making
stay
sure
in the
your
hut, they can't
ears-
see in, but we
Make
could,
it make a
They
triangle
can walk
symbol.
into the hut, right?
Make a triangle
they
symbol
can't.
with your hands.
They have no ability to get through the hut. We can stand there, we can see them, but they can't see us.
That
And I
sounds
can
great.
make
Let's go back in the hut. I love this idea.
So you want
No,
to
but then
hide in
you'd
the
have
hut?
to recast the hut. And what's more suspicious than a giant bubble you can't see into?
Don't think I ever dispelled the hut, but let me see how long it lasts.
I feel like you should dispel it because
Some-
that's going to
some
be
hut investigation here.
somebody's
Unless you
going
wanna
to
hide
run
in the
away
hut.
and be like, "This is
Oh, it's only 8 hours. So when we finished our rest, it dissolved around
It's
us.
Okay.
gone.
bummer.
yeah."
All right.
So
No.
quick. All right. So either choices: run, wait and fight, or put on those robes super fast and just pretend that you're sort of in prayer and conference.
I
I
feel
think
like
that
our
last
person
one is
yeah.
fight anyways.
that's our
Yeah.
brand though is inane attempt to lie followed
Yeah.
by fighting.
I'm already putting
Oh,
the
good.
robe on.
I'd like
Hey.
to be recognized for our brand. You guys, you're the ones who always put
So
on
Tasha,
stuff and
you're
are
a
bad at
spy
it.
though. I bet you're
That
better
was-
at lying than we
That
are.
was before you had me, you guys.
Okay,
This
fine.
is-
Everyone's
right.
saying
Yeah.
that. Let's
So
Tasha do
Tasha's-
the job.
So Tasha's flaw is thinking that she can talk anybody into anything. So
All right.
But if
We
it
all
comes to
hastily
speaking convincingly like a
pile into
stone
our
cult person,
blood-soaked
you
stone
are probably
robes.
the person for it because you spent
Yeah, I
months
mean,
getting to
your
know their
competition
ways.
is not great. You know.
I see Jason is getting into we are now
Mhm.
LARPing.
nice.
Oh, and so is Dan. Oh my goodness. It's like a weird Doctor Who episode where I go down the Zoom windows and suddenly there's another monk has appeared.
Don't blink, Scott.
Oh,
yeah, I'm adjusting my my discipline to psychic disruption.
all right. So the plan is to find out wait here in some formation, and see whoever's coming down the stairs. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Everybody's
Okay.
trying to make the triangle symbol like with their hands and just sort
Oh,
of.
right. Sorry. Triangles.
Mhm.
Sorry. I'm almost bad at shapes.
Wow.
How do you make the thing come out of the bottom?
Like, like one thumb or something?
Like this.
Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
Oh, there you go.
There, like this.
So, as the feet steps are getting closer, you notice a flickering as if there's fire approaching.
Oh
and-
boy, bad choice, guys.
That's okay. We're not the water folks. I will just badmouth the water dudes and
I'm
they'll be
almost
fine.
doing this in the background.
Yeah.
And
You know what
down-
water does when it deals with a stone? It has to go around. Boom! Roasted.
Down the stairs come 5 people. Let's see.
It was between 4 and 7.
first two are wearing what are they wearing? They are wearing a breastplate and a shield, and they've got a sword on their scabbard, and they are just kind of looking around. They're not that interesting. The ones behind them, the two behind them, are wearing full splint armor, which is interesting. The most interesting thing about them, though, is that they also, in the middle of their chest, have seemingly a flaming sphere that is coming. And also, you could feel, even from where you're standing, kind of just heat is radiating off of them. And
do any of us recognize what that is or what that means?
Just taking their flaming sphere out for a walk.
I'm a
Monday night
tiefling.
stuff.
I like fire.
it's like embedded in them. You could give me an intelligence check to see if you can recall something about the
Sure.
these
Would that
people?
be history or
Sure.
that is intelligence based? Well, that was not a great roll. That is only a 12. Ooh, fire.
Ooh. Exactly. And then finally, they stop and kind of take up guard positions. And this fifth person comes forward, and he is wearing no armor, and just kind of like a leather harnesses with things like a dagger and pouches and such, and goggles. And he says, "You're dressed as what? Earth cultists?
Yes. Yep.
What are you doing in our zone?"
We heard some strange noises and decided to check it out. And whoever it was probably got up the stairs before you guys came down. Did you see any sign of anyone? It looked like it might have been one of those water cultists, but there was just something off
We are
about 'em.
looking for some supposed recent converts to the water cult. We've heard there's some sort of rogue adventuring party coming around here who's sympathetic to the water cult. Have you seen them? They must burn.
That's
anything like that.
Once their blood boiled.
That sounds like that might have been who we saw. Anyway, that's why we are over here. But they were pretty suspicious looking.
Give me a deception check.
All
We
right.
too are no friends of the water cult.
I
Have you
have
seen
my
what
psychic
water does to stone over generations? Wears it away bit
Ooh.
by bit.
I have advantage. So that is a deception check, you say?
I did.
I rolled a 20, so that's a 25.
Well, you can tell that he says, I like what your friend has to say about
Rhaegar whispers to Omlaw, "She's really good at this."
Yes, the water cult is the worst. I concur. Now, where did you say they went?
Well, I thought we were coming around the corner back in the previous room with is there a statue in there? Was that what that was on the plinth?
There's an orb on that plinth.
The orb. Okay, yes. So as we were coming through the room with the orb, we thought we saw them come in this direction to the west. They may have gone on to the south. I'm not certain. So when you were coming down the worm stairs here, did you see any sign of them? I feel like we should work together to make sure that those rotten water fiends are stamped out.
Earlier we overheard
Boiled
that,
away, you might say.
Earlier we overheard that no good Gar Shatterkeel speaking to somebody.
He the
As
worst.
As though
Gar
they were friends of
Shatterkeel
his.
was here.
Not here.
Yes, he said he was fleeing to the plunging torrents.
Well, that is where he belongs. So good. He just abruptly stops talking to you and points down the corridor to where you said you thought you saw them, and they walk down this corridor.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Success!
All right, I turn around
That's
and
the
I go,
first
okay.
plan we've had that worked in 17 years of playing D&D.
Erica, way to break our streak.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Let's go inspect some statues now. It's a real time site.
All right, so they walk off, and
We
you
forgot to
hear
mention we're weird noise inspectors. That's why we came to look.
their boot heel steps are leaving in the distance.
Okay, I'm gonna
Receding.
just
That's the word I was looking
as they're receding, I just want to sort of sneak over to here and see which direction they go, like in the other room.
for.
I
Oh,
will
give me a stealth check.
quickly. I'm gonna,
That's a smart
as a
move.
bonus action, switch over to my nomadic chameleon discipline, and so I have advantage
They come and go.
and sneak. Oh, they both rolled a 14, so that's 16.
Okay. You see they go to the north.
I'll zip back and be like, okay, guys. So they headed north. We want to do what? Do we want to go to the plunging torrents, which would not take us in the path of those
feel
fire
like we
dudes?
should go to the plunging torrents, right?
Yeah.
We know
Yeah,
there's stuff
just, like,
happening there.
We're
Follow
never
along
going to
the
be better
south?
rested than this.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Plunging torrents, plunging
like it.
torrents.
To the
And back.
torrents.
That tiny
Switching
hut
back to
had
Mastery
sleep number
Bears.
beds. It's very nice.
Mm.
So where? How are you going to get to the plunging torrents?
Oh,
A
follow
walk.
the signs that say plunging torrents.
Yeah, what do we
you-
what do we want for a marching order? Or do we want to send like a stealthy bug ahead to check things out, or a stealthy
have one?
Shara, or
Well, let's get as far as we've gotten previously because we headed pretty far in that direction already.
Mhm.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you recall that to the east, there is a lot of noise of a torrent plunging somewhere.
Mhm.
So we could go
What I heard.
through that room we were just in last night and hug the
Yes.
wall, avoid the pit with
Stay to the south.
yeah. And then we could just go through.
You know the pit's there now, so you would not fall into it.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right.
The stealth bug will go first quickly and just make sure there's nobody new between here and there.
Thanks,
will f-
Kachka. I really
will
appreciate
follow.
that.
Kachka.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos and
I know how
Omwal
this
will
goes.
follow.
Regdar will follow.
All
I'm
right.
very
From
convincing.
behind.
All right.
In part because this time I mean it.
I was gonna say
Oh.
I will also do advanced guard, but then I rolled a 13 to stealth, so I'm gonna stay further back.
So you remember you're in this room that is right to the east of where you have rested, and there's a stone pedestal. On top of it, there's a glassy sphere about eight
We're not
inches
touching the
in
orb, Scott.
diameter.
Give it a rest.
There's swirling smoke. It's very
Not
tempting.
touching it.
All right. Well, then
I
keep
touched the
going.
orb.
If somebody tries to touch it, I will
Carlos stops to look at it and is just grabbed by the ear and dragged away.
Yep. mhm.
All right. So you go down the stairs. Kachka stealthily go. Oh, give me a stealth check, by the way, Kachka.
I did. It was a 20.
Oh, thank you. And then you enter the room that had some prisoners in it and a rust monster and a pit. This room is titled in the adventure Rust Monster Pit.
Oh, Rusty.
Wonder what's in here.
They should put up
There-
a plaque.
You know
This
what?
is-
Why
this
didn't
is
you
the-
read that description before you walked in? and
This
stepped
place
in
is the
pit?
pits.
There's also
can't
has a
read.
kind of an unnatural mist in here.
Hmm.
Those
I
are the
prefer
two
natural
salient
mists.
features.
My favorite.
And then
Artificial mist.
You go
Yuck.
through
Wow,
here and you
Sierra mist for me.
enter into a large cave. If you keep going east, there's to the north. There's another corridor that you haven't gone into. There's a stairway leading up, and there's a large body of water. And I'll read the description of this room. A waterfall gushes out of the wall of this large cave, filling a swirling pool, and then coursing through a passage to the north. A winding footpath follows the rushing stream. In addition to the stream's passage, there are stone stairs leading up into a passage of dwarven stonework to the north and cave mouths to the northwest and southwest. You just came through this southwestern cave mouth.
Kachka, maybe you should peek in that passageway to the northwest.
I was
to
just
see
thinking that. I'm
what's
quite
up there.
curious about that. There's a
Thanks.
passageway we didn't even look at.
Thanks,
No.
sister.
You said this passageway.
Oh, is that how it is? Are we sisters now?
Yeah.
All right,
You're,
you go.
it's you spend a night in a hut and you're
Mhm.
bonded.
It
That's
was
how it works.
basically a sleepover.
Hut
Yeah.
buddies.
I didn't mention that sulfur smell the whole night, so I think
yeah.
we're good now.
Hut.
See? Sister.
Or you thought it was just coming from Carlos's feet.
Oh,
All
no,
right,
I've
Kashka,
smelled
so
those. That's far
you s-
worse than
That's
sulfur.
true.
You stealthily get to this point, and the corridor kind of turns, and through the turn, you can kind of peek around if you like, or you can just walk into this
I
room.
would
because the
like to
room-
peek around.
I figured it reveals a room that you can see some flickering of hot coals in a fire pit. There's a big stone bench surrounded by dozens of humanoid skulls against the northwest wall of this dank cavern.
My.
We're dank.
Full of
Are there any
memes.
memes in here?
There are all kinds. And there are lots of crude nests of moss and mud heaped here and there, as the description says.
What does that mean?
And they're scattered about.
Nests of
helter-skelter.
moss and mud.
Yes, nests made of moss and mud, and they are the
Oh.
nests, you assume, of the the humanoid lizard folk that also occupy this room. There are about 10 lizard folk in this room that are currently, they look like they are waking up from their own long rests. And I will reveal some of it, so you probably can see this part.
Oh,
from where you
interesting.
are.
They like large bugs because maybe Koch
Delicious.
can
I
like
like
get
large
out of
bugs,
there.
and I cannot
li-
lie. So you know it's true.
They like to eat them, probably.
It's probably
So that's what's in that room.
okay. A bunch of lizard folk around a fire, and there's some skulls and stuff
Humanoid skulls
and nests.
of
all right,
various makes.
Head back to the crew and say, yeah, there's a bunch of lizard people waking up from their
Okay. How
Lizard
loud
slumber.
is the rushing torrent sound here? Do we need to be super quiet to not alert them?
It is very loud. So this is basically
Okay.
the bottom. This is a pool at the bottom of a large waterfall, and it is just filling this cave with kind of white noise. And
Oh, that's
also,
really relaxing.
it is really relaxing. This is a group of people who on Athos have seen a lot of water, admittedly, and this is probably even for you the rare upper echelon of water familiar people. A lot of water.
I mean, we've been in water.
You
Completely.
have. Some of you nearly drowned.
La di da. I've nearly drowned.
Well, so the air temple was above this complex, and I'm thinking maybe the water temple also is, and we have some stairs heading up from here.
Yes. Now you'll remember though that there are kind of 2 levels to these cults. They're multi-level cults. They have they have their temples, and then
We'll see.
underneath their temples, usually, is
Where those
an
portals are.
entrance to their elemental nodes.
So maybe we need to go not up the stairs, but around into the northeast. Shara?
Pasty. Okay.
Shara, would you like to take a turn?
Sure.
I smile winningly.
Is there any indication that there's a cavern above where the waterfall is coming from?
We don't even know exactly
Oh.
where the waterfall is, correct? Because it's not on what has been revealed of this map, right?
No, it comes down
No,
into this
in
pool
this-
to the
in this
south. and
Oh,
then-
room.
okay. So it is right there. Okay.
Yeah, it's right here. There we are. Just kind of
Okay.
coming from
Gotcha.
a fissure in at the top of this cave.
Okay, so I'll walk up around the pool. Rolled a 26, so I feel like I'm doing pretty okay.
Dang.
26.
I think that makes you a member of the Stealth Sisterhood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, I like
I like
what's happening here.
The sisterhood of the traveling hut.
No, Jason.
Mhm.
We all magically
Hold
fit
on.
in the hut.
All right.
We also got ourselves
Okay.
involved with some pants at one point, but we don't talk about
That's
that
true.
episode.
That was somebody else's.
It's
pants.
really tricky to find pants that fit a tiefling, a thrycreen, and a genasi.
Magic pants.
That's
will
why
do
they're
it.
magic pants.
Yeah, magic. They got. I think they're
So-
real baggy.
Shara, as you're going up this kind of slick path next to this rushing stream,
Slick
you
path,
notice
bro.
that there's a kind of a tight squeeze tunnel to the going into what you can assume is the lizard folk den, and that's really all you see.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little further up.
Alrighty. Now, as you kind of pass this turn in the corridor, suddenly the sound of water, the roar of falling water fills this cavern. A stream flows from a passage to the south, which is where you are, and spills over the edge of a 40-foot wide pit. A set of slick stone stairs descends into the spray-filled bowl to the north, while a passage to the west holds stairs leading upward to the fungus room that you've already been in.
Okay, So I'll go back. Can I see the waterfall from here, or is it still a little too far?
This is the waterfall. Oh,
And you have passed a
I do not.
passage
There
on
we
your
are.
west.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, and to the west, the passage that you're currently right next to goes to the lizard folk, and
Right.
up further to the west is the
Fungus room.
fungus and grell
Okay.
hut.
All right. So I'll come back and let everybody
Real hut
know.
room.
Yeah, didn't really. We have those on the East Coast.
Yum.
It's delicious.
So
Okay.
should we go to the
Grill-
waterfall?
Huts are a girl's best friend.
Yeah, so we're at the base of a waterfall, but then there's another waterfall that goes
Yep,
even
this
deeper.
is
Is what you're
multiple waterfalls.
saying?
What's
It
it
is
called?
a
It falls all the
multi-level
way
cult.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So when we do that, how do we want to approach that? Are we going to try to be sneaky together? Are we going to send somebody ahead? What do you guys think?
It's clear all the way up that far. We should at least get up that far, right?
Also, are we all still dressed as Black Earth cultists?
Probably not. It's not going to do us any good when we enter into the inner sanctum of the
We just
water
cross
cult.
out the stone symbol and draw the water symbol on it instead. Just like a little
Little bit of
quick
Sharpie.
change. Yeah.
We should have, if we'd had during that 8 hours, we had a sewing machine. We could have made some reversible disguises. So
That would have been a great idea. Well, although I don't recall the folks who were in the watery cult having like cloaks or anything on. They were just like crab people and fish people and stuff. So unless we wanted to like get our, maybe you need a serger to sew together chitin, I think is how that works.
Well, I can pretend to be like a shrimp or something.
Carlos
They look
stare-
vaguely
Hold on.
bug-like.
Carlos stares at the water. Is there anything in the water, Scott?
That's a good question.
Oh my God, we lost the DM.
Yeah. He's
School's
given
out.
up on us. He's finally given up on us.
I think the babies woke up. Oh no.
If he's not back in
That's worse
5
than
minutes,
fish
we
people.
can just
Carlos.
go, I
Well then,
think.
Carlos does a
10.
cannonball.
Pool party.
Carlos
wait,
dog
wait.
paddles.
I can
Water.
I have the ability to try to daze somebody. I don't want to have to use that on Carlos, but I will if I need to.
I'm
And
all doing
Patrick
the
strips down.
backstroke.
Oh wait, she's
And
already
then, and then
naked
he
jumps
and
on
then
in.
just before Scott gets back,
We all get back
he
in.
climbs back
We're all
out of the
good.
pool. Yeah.
Hi, everything's fine. Nothing happens.
Mhm.
So what would you like
we-
to do?
We had a pool party while you were gone.
Sweet. I don't really like pool parties, so thanks for not inviting
That's why
me.
we didn't invite you.
yeah,
We
we figured
Very
because they're
considerate that way.
we figured because they were a type of party, it wouldn't be your thing.
That is true.
Only an adventuring party.
He doesn't like
Even
them
that,
either.
not so much.
50.
To the plunging torrents.
Torrents?
Torrents.
So how do we
To the plunging tortoise.
To the plunging Florence.
some more wine, Jason?
To Marla Gibbs as
I
Florence.
I switched to beer.
Oh, that's quite a pool party.
I just ordered more wine.
Oh,
Ordered.
table service.
DoorDash.
It was delivered
Yep.
to my podcast room door.
Steven Dash.
Fancy.
Yep.
So how would
How
you
do-
like to go to the plunging torrents?
Yeah, I feel like
On
maybe
foot?
we should all go at least to the top of the stairs,
Agreed.
Yes. Let's go.
Let's do it.
and from
Oh, to the
there.
top of the stairs.
Woo, woo.
Wait, what? Oh, I see. So before you all quickly pass by,
Walk
you are
apart.
stopped. So go back into the
Exactly
room that
as
you were in.
we pass by.
We will definitely try to be sneaky, but
there's-
I don't think we're good
There's
at
like
it.
a lizard toll collector here at this little crevasse.
No one said they were trying to be sneaky. FYI, everyone just kind of moved hither and yon.
We weren't trying to be unsneaky.
Well, you
Can't
succeeded.
move
Don't make us
back
roll for
fast
that.
enough.
Oh no! Did you think they heard me do the cannonball? I mean, I thought it was really loud in here. I thought that no one was going to know that I cannonballed there.
You did yell cannonball.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
And also, I was playing Cannonball on my lute, so
That's what did it. So as you are passing near the,
oh crap! I'm by the
pool?
water.
you are by the water. Two large kind of bodies of water that are shaped like a serpent of some sort arise out and reel back as if they are about to attack you. And as they are approaching you, they stop, both of them. They look at you, and then they sink back into the water.
Goodbye.
What?
Does that make any sense to
Well,
Any of us?
maybe
'Cause we're not
Gar
fire cults or
Shatterkeel
something?
told him to lay off of us because he thinks he's going to turn us into a cultist or something.
I'm just wondering, like, did any of us recognize
Oh
anything?
yeah, I knew
about
that one. His
them?
name's Bert. He's
It's
I
Bert
guess
and Ernie,
let's
of course.
roll some things. Roll some things. I would like to do an Arcana check. They seem like they might be magic.
Okay.
17.
You know that they are, in fact, water weirds, which are an elemental guardian. They are bound.
so
to
who can explain the water weird?
They're weird. They are generally bound to
Anyway,
a specific
here's water
location
weird.
and told to guard it.
Today is
and
going
there's
to be the
usually
day.
like a passcode or a sign that can get you.
Did they
past.
seem to be guarding the path that we want to proceed down, or the pool itself? Like, it seemed weird that they popped up and then went back down.
It's hard to tell. I mean, they clearly didn't notice Chara earlier, right? So they didn't attack her,
Mhm.
or she didn't trigger whatever it was, the condition for
She was being
their
sneaky.
attack.
Or is it
And,
because I'm Genasi?
An air genasi?
Mhm.
and so I mean, it's hard to tell
Mm-hmm.
what was the trigger or what they're meant to be
Maybe
guarding.
they just went to get their mommy.
Well, I got a 6 on my history check, so I have
What
no
if we
idea.
just
Yes,
keep
you hear
running?
that water
Keep
is a
on-
thing.
Also,
I think they're not interested in us for some reason. So let's move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
I'm-
But let's
I'm
be
all dis-
sneaky.
Amla disappeared from the map. I don't know where he went.
Carlos is running.
Oh dear, where is Allah?
I don't know.
He died.
I was moving him back down, and then he vanished.
Where is Umlal?
When you lose your token,
Oh,
you
You
lose
die in
yourself.
real life.
Yeah.
Oh,
new-
no.
It's true. I
New
don't know
side
what happened to
quests.
Allah. Let's see.
Hashtag no context TPK.
Oh man, one token over the line, sweet Jesus.
Well, oh, is that how?
I'm glad somebody watches those.
I will.
There were a lot of them. But I
There were a
watched
lot.
them.
I had so many sitting in that folder.
I
was like, I'm
watched
just
a
gonna-
lot.
I watched all.
Yep.
I got nothing better to do.
Thank you.
It's funny because it's weird too because when you've lived them and you don't remember,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
I have no
know.
recollection of that at all. I'm almost at my.
Well, it appears you've lost another character, Dan.
Goodbye,
Roll
Dan.
another
there
one.
he
You see him?
Who's next?
There he is.
He's unlabeled.
No, he says Amla
Oh, I don't
For-
see.
No.
I don't have a
Be able to
label.
See his label
because
Let's
he has
see.
the permission.
Oh, boy.
You don't have
That's
permission
right.
to know
We
his
know
name.
who you are.
That's right. I'm not gonna.
Nope,
fix
this
that
is
'cause
my third of the brother.
I forgot
good.
how to fix that, so we will carry on.
Waffle.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's in the properties.
You know who he is. So you continue to the
North.
The
Oh,
top
this
of the
is-
staircase is where
this
we're
is
going.
called- okay, so they're at the top of the staircase. I will reveal some more.
Ah!
I
An
did the
episode
opposite
reveal.
of what
here.
I was gonna do. There we
Wait,
are.
hey, who turned out the lights?
So these stairs are slick. They're made of stone. They go downward. You can also, if you like, jump in the water and ride the waterfall down.
No,
you
I
see that
I
the-
stopped
No.
Carlos.
I kind of want
see the
to.
stairs
Stop me.
descend into darkness. You cannot see. where
Me
they
think plunging torrents overrated.
Okay, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to
Can't,
send
oh man,
somebody?
can you
sneaky
imagine the splash if I
first?
can't vault into that? Wow.
I am literally holding on to like Carlos.
Hold it, it's just the back of his
this-
shirt, and he's like, "Let me
is
at
it-
him, let me at him."
Is this like Carlos's like long running dream because all his life he's been cannonballing into sand and it's just not right and he knows it's not right. And
Hurts
he's-
a
Oh
little
man, if
bit.
we went to
Water,
a,
yeah,
world,
like-
if we went to a world where there was a pile of leaves, that would that would be his day.
I would let him go.
Guys,
if it
is-
was the leaves.
Is Amlo a dog this whole time, but we don't understand because there are no dogs on Athos?
Sure.
Probably.
Well, almost
And
here. so-
Clifford.
So
Mm.
there's a bowl of
Yes.
spray and mist here, and then some stairs going down to nothing.
Well, not nothing. You
Down
just cannot see
another
where
level.
they're going.
Uh,
They go
I think we
somewhere.
should. I think we
I
should
will
send
not
somebody.
go to the second level with you.
Don't go into a void of non-existence.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
we should send somebody sneaky.
You don't have
but
to
I think,
say it. I'm going. I'm
I
going.
think the
To
rest
the
of us should
void.
follow like not too many feet behind, like 40 feet or something like that.
Okay,
Kachka's
who's-
on the case with a 14 stealth.
Thanks, Kachka. I whisper.
One of these times, gonna roll a 1 stealth, and it's gonna be like a bunch of plates falling down the stairs.
All right, Kachka, let me tell you what you see. So how far down are you going? These stairs continue down. You sneak down maybe we'll say 40 feet.
Sure, let's say that.
They keep going.
We will
They just keep
we will
going.
continue to
They
to
keep
keep our
going.
distance like 40.
And so they're
50 feet.
hugging around this waterfall. You're getting spray all over you.
So I've got a
Keep
constant
going.
telepathic patter going back to Zatasha, so she knows what I see as I continue down.
All
And I
right.
continue to respond by saying, as long as I can see,
Roger.
yep, still good. We're following, so I will
Right.
be next.
I like it. So I'm going to continue until I see something more interesting than more stairs.
All right, so you continue and you get to a loud room where the waterfall is pouring into a mossy cavern. Wet stairs that you're standing on hug the western wall, climbing higher, well, going lower than the waterfall, and descending into a water-filled basin where the stairs meet the water surface. An iron post juts at an angle, and a flat boat is tied to it. Tunnels to the northeast and northwest channel the water from the pool. Above the pool, a 7-foot diameter globe of water hovers in midair. Also at the bottom of the stairs, standing right before the kind of the water line, is a person who is looking at you. And that person looks like
Does that person see her because she's being stealthy?
that person is looking at her.
Dang.
I mean, I'm just walking down some stairs. It's a little hard not to stick out.
It is true.
Man, I should have made myself invisible and just gone down the stairs.
I don't have a coin for you, boatman.
It's
Do we know what a boat
large,
is?
Yes,
There's sand. There's sand.
there's sand
boat
barges
craft.
Sand
and,
barge.
and things.
So we'd be like, wow,
it's-
this is like a barge, except it's like a water barge.
Yeah.
Weird.
exactly. It's a large green
Better than an
skinned
elder barge.
man with wearing a vest and look
Ooh, a
and
vest.
kind of
Vest?
actually purple
Waistcoat.
pants.
Oh my God.
What?
New
This man
best
is
friend.
this man is our new avatar.
Is
For the
what
rest
color
of
is the
you.
vest, Scott? What color is the vest?
The vest is kind of a brown.
Earth
Brown
tones.
and purple. It's an odd
Hey.
combo.
Yeah.
Strange.
Brown and
Or a
purple.
water
Actually,
cult.
those earth tones. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool.
Take your word for it.
Purple's an earth
let me
tone?
see.
Yeah, purple's an earth tone.
No, brown is. Brown
Oh,
is.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Is it like a puffy
like,
vest
what
or
color
more
is
like
your
a thin
earth?
vest?
like a waistcoat.
That's weird. You'd expect them to be wearing water tones down here.
Mm, true.
There's a lot of brown water in the world, Steve.
Wow.
Don't I know it? I've been through a sewer or two in my adventuring career.
Love that dirty water.
That's right.
Well, not on Athos so much.
So I've switched the map. Hopefully you
dirt
can
than water.
see
Hey. Yep.
what you could see here. And I've moved your characters. Your characters aren't actually there, but they're just kind of hanging out as they creep down the stairs. And you will do whatever you will do. But now you know what you know, which is large room, a
Yes.
man standing by
Globe.
that boat, and it's very loud. And
So
he's
this
looking at you.
globe of water, is it just like a big thing of swirling water, or is it a glass thing filled with water? Or
It is a globe 7 feet in diameter, made of water, and it is
Okay.
just hovering.
Can we all see that from where we are? I assume like
Uh,
I'm
no,
you can see it
where
through
I
the
just
word picture I'm telepathically sending to you.
that's true.
where I just
So
put
if-
myself is how roughly how far away we are from Kachka.
You could see. I will say that you could see the globe and like part of the globe because the waterfall is. It's kind of the stairs go underneath the waterfall.
Can we make Arcana checks to
Sure.
understand what is going on with that globe?
Yes.
What is up with this globe?
What
WTF,
is?
globe?
Well, I mean, it's up out of the water.
it is floating a foot above water level.
Okay, I rolled a 1 in the die, so whatever.
It
Every
is-
time it
is
falls on the trackpad, it's really low. I blame Apple.
destroying
Guessing
the
it's
trackpad.
something elemental. Maybe that's just me.
Water.
I think it's their.
elemental.
I think it's their water portal. That's what I think it is.
So Ketchka, what is everybody else doing? Ketch kind of went down there. I will give her a turn in a second, but is everybody else just kind of hanging out?
I was
back?
trying to figure out what it was, and
Yeah.
I
I think we were like
got a
failed.
5.
Yeah,
Where
this is their. This person can see us, so we're gonna go down there.
Well, this person has seen one of you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a
Rest-
And I
20
have
on an
conveyed
Arcana
back
check.
that there's a person down here to
Ooh.
Zotasha. So
20 on an Arcana check for looking
The
at
globe. Can I
It
tell?
is magical.
Can I tell its purpose besides
Uh,
being a beautiful globe of water?
It is perfectly still. You feel like there's some kind of levitation magic because it is levitating a foot above the water.
Okay.
But other than that, it is hard to tell what
Okay.
this globe is for.
Okay. All I can tell is that it's levitating.
Okay.
Magically.
can-
I don't know what else.
I say to everybody else that's around me, whoever is at the bottom of the staircase can see Kachka, because I'm assuming Kachka told me that telepathically.
mhm.
So do we want to just go down and see if they'll give us a ride on their boat?
Well, let me chat
or-
with him for a little while before everybody
Sure.
appears.
Okay. All right. So everybody hang tight, stay back, and Kachka's gonna go chit chat. And I will stay within eye shot of Kachka so that we can still communicate with each other telepathically.
Okay, so Kachka, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to approach, though not too close, to the
So I'm
boatman.
gonna go that far and
Ah, yes. And, he
And I
says,
will say, greetings, boatman. Gar Shatterkeel extended an invitation for us to join your band.
I am aware of that, Kachka. I am not a boatman, though.
Oh.
I am here to grant upon you a blessing from Gar Shatterkeel. And he takes out his dagger and says, if you will, I will carve the symbol of the water elemental upon your forehead and will grant you abilities within this elemental node.
Good luck with that. It's all chitin up there. It's going to be real hard to carve, but
Carving? You say
My
carving?
dagger is very sharp.
Kachka's down.
You are not the first cultist in which I have carved. Bring forth your flesh.
Chitin, but okay. I'm going to let everybody know. I'll ping back to Zotasha and let her know what's going down.
I'll pass that along.
And
mean, mine
would
was-
We're just letting
request
people
that-
carve stuff into us now. That's where we're at.
Hey,
Well, we
I'm
started
told
with
Shara
tattoos.
had that happen.
We started
Yeah.
with tattoos. It's you know.
So this dude
I-
knows who we are. He's already aware that we're probably all here. So
Yep, that seems reasonable.
All right, so
down
should
we go.
just come on down? Yeah.
Hello.
and mine was healed from the
It was.
that's the only reason I was thinking of potentially getting carved because it's
yeah, so we know that there's some
all those
way.
kids today getting carved, hanging out.
I mean, if we can collect them all, that's
Random
cool
green
too.
Men
Yeah.
Can you
carved
still get the limited edition air tattoo? Because you may not be able to get that anymore.
No, that's
you
old.
asking?
You don't want that. So last
Fine.
year.
It's fine until the Fire Nation attacks.
Kachka's just going to go ahead and let him do the carving.
All right, so
I
he
think that's our way in.
carves. He takes out his dagger. He carves into your
Oh no, we made him a Kachka
shell,
lantern.
the symbol of the water elemental cult, and he explains to you that, as you can see, the plunging torrents is full of water, and this blessing will grant you some abilities here, but only here. You will now, and in game terms, he will say this in a different way, but I will tell you in game terms, your walking speed is also now your swimming speed. You are immune to the effects of the multiple currents that are down here in the plunging torrents. And if you fall from a waterfall, you will get no damage.
If you fall,
I would
we
like to
will
go test
catch
that
you.
right now.
Okay.
No, I will not go test that right now. Although it could be a fun way to spend some time. So if you are not a boatman, then who are you and what is your relation to the, I hesitate to say cult. What do they call themselves?
Believers.
I think they all call themselves cults, don't
Cults,
they?
yeah.
They are cults.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Hey,
an
might as well
evil
own it.
Brotherhood of Mutants situation where like
I-
nobody thought about how will they be viewed by the outside world.
I am but a simple cultist who does Gar Shatterkeel's will.
Mhm.
I ask no questions. I answer no questions.
But you just answered my question.
So he's not
That
answering.
answer.
What he's saying.
So you may need to
I was
drown
gonna follow
yourself
it up
now.
by
He
answer.
implodes on the
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
He is not
I
nice.
speak.
Error,
I
error,
speak. No,
error.
I speak no English other than this pre-rehearsed
That's
paragraph
right.
that
I
ends here.
tell no lies.
friend.
But I always lie.
I am but a pre-recorded message.
Please leave your message after the carving.
All right, fair. So if we are to go farther in, do we take this boat?
Are we all getting carved up now?
Or do we
Is
dive
everybody
in?
getting
Not-
carved?
Yeah, I line
Yeah.
up.
Who wants a symbol?
what? Regnar is
I'm
not getting
yeah,
carved.
Regdar. I'm with Regdar.
I mean, I'll do it. If everyone else is doing it, Alma will definitely do it. Let's be clear.
What? Our followers.
Wow, you were with Regdar for about 10 seconds.
Carlos asked the guy, "What is this? Does this symbol represent anything? Is it putting us under any control of Gar Shatterkeel or anyone else, or is it only for our protection?"
And Kachka turns to him and says, "You are under control of no one when you wear the symbol of the cult.
Long live Gar Shatter.
Please join us."
I don't know.
with our
Seems okay to me.
Symbol. You will like it. It is
Because
better
Because I was
than
a
cats.
slave, and I don't want to be a slave ever again.
We are
Jason
all
here.
here of freely of our own devotion to the water elemental. This symbol will only grant you a boon. It does not require payment.
All right.
On your head?
Okay.
It seems reasonable.
Can I get like a little carving on like my ankle?
No, it has to be on your forehead, and it carves it in, and so it's the sign of the crushing wave, which I showed you before, the X with the little bar underneath it.
Do I have to get it to proceed?
You, he says, it is your choice. Gar Shatterkeel gives it willingly. It will be taken in the same way. I will force you to do nothing.
Okay. Maybe next time. I'm
Well,
just, you know.
you didn't mention that earlier.
Well, dude, you didn't ask any questions.
He doesn't answer questions.
He
I
just
was being
answered mine.
friendly.
Take the boon, kill the guy who gave you the boon, then get healed. That's my
Mhm.
motto.
Yep.
I know it's
I'm
complex.
I'm all
Complex
for
and
it.
very specific, but that's my motto.
I step
Give you
forward
flags
and
of any-
lean my head in.
All right, so anyone who is allowing this person to
Regdar
carve
is
their
not a
foreheads,
joiner.
I just want to be clear. I am never going to a tattoo parlor with any of you.
I'm not even sure.
Some
if
of
I
you
wanna
have
go to a
tattoos.
restaurant with any of you guys.
So anyone who is accepting Gar Shatterkeel's boon gets 1 point of damage as he carves this into your flesh.
Oh, ow!
Makes sense.
I could use hellish rebuke and like automatically respond with
In
damage.
fact, do you
but
have
I
a choice not to use Hellish Rebuke?
For
I do have the choice.
so wait, hold on. For lack of a better term, can we get a head count and how many people are getting the runes carved into their heads?
I think
Who
everybody
isn't?
but
I think is a
Regdar and
better-
Almal,
I
right?
mean, I've already.
Well, Regdar definitely, I think, is a no. Umlal, I think, is figuring
You
out
want-
what the majority is.
Regdar, you want to go half and half?
No.
I do not believe you know how this works. It is
Yeah,
all
yeah. You be
or
the half.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
you get
after
the
you.
triangle, and he gets the V on top of the triangle, and that.
All
I will
right.
grant
I'll-
you no boon. It is a ridiculous suggestion.
Yeah.
Yes, so they'll definitely do it.
What about like on my back,
Regdar,
like or an arm?
Regdar's in the boat already, waiting impatiently while you
Stamp.
guys are getting your
I do
I'll
not make the
faces
rules.
etched.
I am but a person who
All right.
works the flesh.
Amlal is gonna get in the boat with Regdar.
Just a guy working the flesh at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay,
Alright.
so Amlal and
What was this guy's name
Regdar
again?
are not.
No one asked if his name.
No one cares.
He doesn't answer questions.
He's
very
answered many
clear about
questions.
this.
He thinks
What's
he
your-
doesn't answer
What's your name, buddy?
Guys, I'm just saying, you guys let somebody who you don't know his name, you let a stranger carve your face with a knife.
Wait a minute.
Have
you're
you
telling me-
seen all
Call
of
your
this
dad,
water?
you're in a cult.
We are in a
I've seen a
strange
lot worse in
place.
Athos, man.
This is not my first cult this week.
no.
That's true.
Cool. All right. So we're playing the odds. Some of us are getting carved up. Some of us are not getting
Okay,
carved
so
up.
Amlal is not correct.
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
He jumped in the boat with Regdar.
Okay.
All right, let's get in the boat.
My body is a temple, and I'm not in a cult. There's no cult in this temple.
If Regdar drowns again, it's not my fault.
Carlos
All right.
jumps in the water and cannonballs again.
I'm a higher level than the last time I almost drowned.
Carlos,
true.
go for the
Says,
waterfall.
I have
Did you get the
one
did you get
final.
the,
I have
boon?
one final message from Gar Shatterkeel. No water cultists will harm you. Go south and to meet Gar. He would like to see you. However, the water cultists are not the only thing that you will find in the plunging torrents. So you will still face dangers. Good luck. And
Wait.
he turns into
Wait,
water and flows away.
wait. Before you flow
Wow.
away, when you say go
Wow.
south,
You guys just
waterfall.
accepted face carvings from an unnamed water carney. That's what I like to do.
He also guessed all your weight, but he kept it to himself.
Doesn't answer questions.
Go to the south, but there are
Yeah.
2 different ways to go.
Yeah, there's not. Neither of them are to the south.
No,
He's not a map.
Well, we don't know
We
which way
could
is
go
north.
under the waterfall. Like maybe
That's what I was
there's
going to
actually
ask. But he
Somebody
floated
rolled
away.
engineering.
har
Okay.
har.
yeah.
So what would you
yeah,
like
what-
to do? There's a Carlos. If you have actually jumped into the water, you realize that you can swim as fast as you can walk. You feel very at home in the water, and
Yes.
you're floating around. And
right.
you're also 1 foot above you in this pool is this sphere of water, just kind of hanging there.
Just FYI, my background, I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, so I can probably figure out which way south is what I'm
I have a
thinking.
book on halfway
I
genealogy.
I telepathically shout to Carlos, "Hey, is there a way to go south underneath that waterfall?"
Also, can you swim through the globe?
Well, the globe is hovering above the
Only
water,
a foot,
so
though.
It's true. He could try
Yep.
and jump into the globe. if
First,
not.
I'm going to look over here at the waterfall and see if I can go south from here.
All right, so you swim underneath the waterfall, and there is no passage behind it.
All right. So we need to go north so we can go south.
Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forward.
Rekdar, you should have gotten the symbol. You could have drowned really fast at like walking speed.
I'm comfortable at the speed at which I'm drowning.
I stick a
So the-
finger into the globe.
Uh,
Hey, I rolled an investigation check now that I'm closer, but I guess we can.
If
do it
only
more or
you had
less
rolled
this way.
Any kind of check before touching
all
the
right,
globe
so
that is no doubt full of water dragons.
Carlos, you swim underneath the globe. You kind of reach out and touch it with a finger. As you touch it with a finger, the globe envelops you, so you are now floating in the globe. And you realize that you kind of panic for a moment because you're enveloped in water. You find out the globe is made entirely of water. But as you take a panicked breath deep in, you realize that you can still breathe. And the globe starts to float away
Oh no!
with Carlos in it.
In what
Right.
direction is it
Water.
floating away?
I
Say
do a
you're not a
somersault.
I've seen
High
this
five.
movie. You
You're
need
not
to
a
start
true
burping.
gladiator
It
until you have
starts
tread upon the
going-
bubbles of the globe.
Quick, let's get in the boat and follow him.
Through, I want to say
Everyone in the
fast.
boat.
Some of you don't need to
no,
be in the
it's not
boat.
that
Most of you
fast.
can
So
swim.
it starts going 10 feet this way.
All right.
So what is everyone going to do?
Amla will start paddling the boat after Carlos.
Regdar will supervise.
Are we all
I'm
in the
gonna
boat?
swim.
You guys can all
Who-
swim.
Who's in the boat? And
Regdar and
There's,
Amla
there's
are
other
in the
things
boat.
down here in
I
the
want-
water. I don't really want to swim.
Oh, maybe you
Yeah.
shouldn't have thought of that before you took a boon from a random dude.
Yeah.
There's two things are not mutually exclusive.
Just get in the boat.
It's
if you want to
true.
get in the
So
boat, get
this-
in the boat.
That's
Yeah,
a
it is.
tiny boat. It's not gonna fit all of us.
This is a three-person boat. We got one spot.
I hesitate.
I
to
don't
say
know
this
the
is-
actual size of the boat.
This is a
But
flat
Regdar
bottom
doesn't like to have
boat.
anyone sitting next to him.
God knows how
my
many
fa-
people can fit in the boat.
My favorite
I do.
ZZ Top song.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say what kind of boat it was. And it is
I think it's a
equipped
Spinal
with
Tap song.
a
Ted.
pole for navigation. So you're kind of like
Oh, yeah.
a gondolier.
They really know their way around.
Okay.
Yes, and it can accommodate up to 7 medium creatures.
See, I like
Oh,
standing
okay.
in front of an 8-person boat and saying, "Sorry, only room for 2." Sorry.
Amla is
I'm
very
already
big.
Anyway, Carlos does a somersault in the water globe. Whee!
All right,
Um,
Carlos, I hope you're enjoying
and-
this thing that we're rescuing
Alright.
you from.
Kachka jumps in
Everybody
the
in the
water.
boat. And
So you
let's
know
follow.
the boat has a speed of 10 feet per round.
How fast is the globe carrying Carlos?
The globe is
10
also
feet.
going
Yeah.
10 feet around.
We
We'll
follow.
never
Alright,
catch him
so
at
at
this
best-
rate.
What if I
All
swim
right.
backward?
Now, Carlos, as everyone is
I-
negotiating a la the
Yeah.
Titanic, who's going into the boat, what is Carlos doing in the globe?
Like I
I
said,
s-
I did a somersault. It's fun.
Okay, so you are just going along with the globe, is what you're telling me.
You're
from
not
the
trying to
prow
get
of the
out.
boat,
Okay.
Regdar fires a ray of frost at the flying globe of water.
Are you gonna
All right.
freeze him in the globe?
You can freeze part of it.
Yeah, but he's in there.
It's the
I'm-
only way
Roll.
we've succeeded in getting Carlos to stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swim. I'm gonna
Let's just
swim.
follow it.
I would just like to point out, Steve, my other options were acid or
This is part of
Fire.
the adventure. This is like clearly the water ride here in the cult of the water people. Let's just enjoy
Probably how
it.
the cultists travel. The boat is just for the losers. Everybody else should be getting in the globe.
Or perhaps
Makes
the
sense.
cultists travel by swimming because they have a cult boon in the symbol that is carved.
Are they wet all the time though? Like, have we seen? Are they just damp all the time?
They
walk around in
like the
sandals
water,
with
so they're into that. So
towels
Shara,
wrapped around them.
You are let's get a for the listener's sake, not for me, but for the listener's sake, let's get some situational awareness about where everyone is. So you are in this large cavern. Carlos is currently doing somersaults in a floating orb, a 7-foot wide orb of water that is slowly floating to the northeast. And Shara, you have swam towards the globe.
Swim.
And
I
you
am
are
swimming toward the globe. Yeah.
and you are trying to follow it.
Yeah. I just want to be close in case something happens.
Okay.
Also, I can cast levitate on myself or someone else if I need if I need to get out of the water quickly, basically.
Okay.
Also, we can move faster when we're swimming than these chuckleheads in the 10-foot per
Yeah.
boat.
That is true. And Kashka, you are also swimming. Is that
I
correct?
have hopped in the water and I am skidding atop the surface of the water like a water bug.
All right. And everybody else is in the boat. Is that
Yep.
correct? And who is handling the pole?
Oh my.
Probably Amlal because he's the
Amlal is
strongest.
steering.
Yeah, you got pole arms.
I will assist. I will help if necessary.
Ease arm or
All right. So if you're not going to
to
attempt anything to stop the globe will just kind of slowly go out this passageway.
We'll just follow.
we're following.
Yep.
All right. So I'm just gonna is your plan just to follow? Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want
We'll
to
see what happens.
Yeah, follow
Like
that.
if there's
Carlos.
a waterfall, I'm just
I
gonna
will
go down.
reveal some
Follow,
things.
follow the Carlosville globe.
Do, 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 do.
I see something exciting at the edge of the map.
It's a waterfall.
think
we don't
this is gonna
have
be
to worry about.
It is a
Better for me
waterfall.
than for Regdar and Almal.
I mean,
I've
we've
been on
got
this ride at
knives.
Disneyland.
We can try to carve a thing in your face.
I'm
All
sticking
right.
with him because I have some healing
It's a
powers.
sand world after all.
All right. So Carlos and his orb float into this room here to the
Who's
here.
that flying in an orb? It's Carlos. It's Carlos. The Adventures of Carlos and his water orb. It's Carlos and the orb.
And so Carlos, this is like a very low speed chase. The orb is slowly
Got
going
it.
down this corridor. Shara and Kachka are swimming behind, keeping pace, and also keeping pace pretty exactly is the boat full of the rest of your party. Now the problem here is as Carlos and his orb enter this room that we see that's kind of a pool full of this room has a pool or this whole complex really is just a bunch of waterways. So this is a larger kind of wider pool, and you can see to the east there's a corridor that goes up. The orb clearly ignores that, if an orb can do such things, and it goes towards to the south. There is a waterfall, and the orb is clearly going to approach that waterfall and go down that waterfall. So what would everyone like to do? 'Cause it's not fast, so it is not. It is going straight towards this waterfall.
I'm
We were
gonna
told to go
swim-
south.
I yell to Carlos, Carlos, last chance to get out. The people in the boat can't necessarily follow us.
Carlos gives him a thumbs up, her a thumbs up. It's like, yeah.
I don't like boat people.
Does Jason have a stack of character sheets
Or
under his desk
poles.
we don't know about?
I'll swim. Well, Kachka, I was gonna say I'll swim back to the boat and let them know there's a waterfall, but I guess Kachka can let them know.
I mean, aren't they
Yeah.
coming in the boat?
And the boat is, I mean, we haven't moved them, but they are in that room.
They are in the boat.
Well, don't we want them to know before it's too late and they plunge to their deaths in the waterfall?
Deaths
They'll
is a
be
little
fine.
Extreme. We'll
Well,
probably
I'll
be
be
okay.
fine. I
They're
got
keeping
him.
pace
I'm in the
with us.
boat.
They should have seen it by now.
They
you
left
go.
us this boat for a reason. They wouldn't leave us this boat if it couldn't go over a water.
I grab
It may be a magic boat.
I grab onto
That's what
both.
Amal thinks. Amal is confident this boat is
I
magic.
roll
and will
Arcana
save
on the
him.
boat and determine that it's not a magic boat.
I'm gonna grab both Regdar
Correct.
and Amlal's hands very tightly so that when
Oh,
we
no.
go over the that
It's
we,
like
we will
a-
still be together.
It's like
Thelma
Toy
and
Story
Louise
3.
moment.
Ragnar is like, I'm not so sure about this going over the waterfall thing. Like,
We were told to go
what if we-
south. We
what if
need
we
to
do?
finish. We need
Go
to
south.
complete our mission, and it is south.
All right,
That's
so
down the
we
waterfall.
could end with Carlos and
Water
his globe
hanger.
teeting
You mean-
towards the end
You
of
mean-
the waterfall.
And the campaign?
No,
Yeah.
and this session.
Finally, we're
They
free.
all go over the waterfall, and that's it.
I love it. I love it.
The end. Or we could continue for a little while. So it's up to I leave it up to you folks. We are getting to
think that's
about an hour and a half.
I think that's a
a good
great
point.
cliff
Yeah.
waterfall
Water
hanger.
Waterfall hanger,
All right,
yeah.
so Carlos, the whole party really is approaching this waterfall, and that's where we will end for this session. Will Carlos plunge to his watery death?
Yes.
Nope. He's fine.
Will his hatred of boat people come back to haunt him? We'll find
Yes,
out on
not.
the next episode of Total Party Kill.
Come back to
Man.
haunt the boat people.
Yeah.
Guys, I think this is Carlos's finest hour.
We're gonna
Doing
really
dumb
learn,
stuff again.
You mean
We're gonna learn a
final
lot
hour?
more
Final
about
hour?
Carlos and growing up in the bayou and his hatred of boat people.
He's
and-
immune to waterfalls. He can breathe the water in the orb. They're going south. Carlos is having a great time.
It's like a hamster.
I've
Uh-huh.
never been happier for Carlos.
Carlos, you had a good run.
In a giant
Carlos will be
Carlos is going
fine.
to come out of this smelling like a rose, which is good
He's-
because of his feet.
Well, a
his
very
feet, they're very bad.
Salty
feet.
rose.
He's got
Is
the
this salt
symbol.
water? Did we clarify that?
Oh, maybe is it salt water? Good question.
It is fresh water.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wow. How is that possible on Athos? I would think it would be incredibly saline water.
Sand water
Or just
Magic.
filled with sand.
It's filtered by the sand.
mud, really.
Magic. It's magic. That's what it is.
left over but
That's
from a war
The
between.
answer is always magic.
All right, I'm going to press stop on my
Stop.
recording.
Well, that was some Dungeons and Dragons.
It was. Boy, was it. Was it ever.
Boy, howdy.
did
Oh,
some
yeah.
stuff.
We made progress. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I know. We went to another map.
How does that feel?
How about that?
You're
Very few
Doesn't seem like
rolls.
us.
We only had like a handful of rolls, which is actually kind of fun. I know
That's fun.
Tony
I
enjoys
like that.
the storytelling ones.
There were
They
no
can't all be
doors
just
between
fights.
us and the waterfall. So
Is
things
this
went
revealing-
relatively quick?
Is this revealing too much when I say that when we do an episode that's entirely fighting, I feel disappointed, like we've made a horrible mistake, and we do an episode with no fighting, I also feel like we've made a horrible mistake.
Jason, are you saying that when you show up, you feel like we've done a horrible mistake?
No, it's only at
Since-
the end, Tony. It's only at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
My regrets are at the
Oh,
end.
so you,
I
you
feel that way
don't
pretty
learn
much
from any
throughout.
mistakes. Yeah.
Well, thank you to
I-
everybody who joined us on a Monday night.
Good night, Mom.
Ooh,
We will be
Good night,
back.
Erica's
Good night, Erica's
mom.
mom.
And
We
good
will
night,
be
Amber.
back on
Oh, good night,
December
No,
7th. 2 weeks
2
on
weeks.
a Monday night.
That's right.
Monday
The
night.
day that shall live in infamy.
Oh,
Mhm.
Fair point.
Excellent
Probably.
reference, Scott. And I'm stopping the stream now. So goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, family.
where do these
night, Renee.
files go?
Regular and comparable Dropbox.
That's right.
And we're off. Yeah, the
And
one
they're
to
off.
me.
Jason.
To me.
Yay.
The usual to me place. I can send you the link, but it's the link
Nope,
I
I got
always
it.
send you.
I got it. I'm already uploading.
Send your files to my meat place.
Your meat place?
What?
You butcher?
To the meat place.
Local shawarma joint or
Something like that.
Whee.
That one.
Recording.
Good job, everybody.
Recording.
No, I'm no
technically
longer
I think we're
recording.
still are we